Beautiful day. Oh. I forgot to oil up my chain before locking my bike outside after all the snowstorms, so I got a bunch of rust and crap to deal with when I get to work. But I'll fix it up, make it look nice. So today what I wanted to discuss, since I've actually got a couple of messages about this, with people buying GameStop at $350 to $400 and then saying, I bought this on money that I borrowed, not money that's mine. I bought it at the top. Crap, what do I do? Let's be 100% clear here. This ain't financial investment advice. I'm not a financial investment advisor. This is purely my opinion. I honestly can't tell you what to do. There's not really much I could tell you there. What I can say is that I have been in a similar experience before. Not with GameStop, but just other times in my life. This is going to be a fun ride to work. See all the snow and the ice and shit everywhere? This is going to be fun. So, if I bust my ass one or two times, just so you know, that's why. So, not with investing in GameStop, but I've been there with investing in ideas. I kind of wanted to talk about the times that I've lost in a similar manner. Not the times where I've gained. I don't want to talk about stock market gains or business gains because there's not really much to discuss. But rather, I wanted to focus more in on the losses. So there are a few times that I've lost gigantic amounts. The one that I constantly bring up was the supply company and, me doubling down back into it over and over again and me deciding, I know that my thing is to sell rare parts, and that's, a low, higher profit but considerably lower volume industry, so not really growth. And then I decided to try and sell everything. Let's see. There was a stock I remember buying into called Agile Therapeutics in 2017. They had a Pearl Index that was supposedly very high. Pearl Index means, how often do people get pregnant when they're taking your birth control patch for people who are obese. And I remember reading the data and seeing that when they originally did that, that wound up making the stock tank. But then I remember realizing when Ortho-Evra came out, and then the generic for Ortho-Evra, they were doing the testing with women that were considerably lighter. So I decided, all right, I'll buy in. And everything looked good for it to be approved. It went from like $250 I bought in at $250. I think I bought in a little more at $315 or $320. Then it went all the way up to $536 or $519 and I sold. But then it went down to $480 and I bought back in because I thought, why'd I sell out? This is going to get approved. And I stupidly stayed in as it fell to $230, to $220. To $1, to 40 cents. I eventually averaged down, and this year when it finally hit like around $3 or so, I wound up just like trading it back and forth until I don't know if I broke even or if I just kind of mildly lost a little. But I was, that was years of holding bags. And so there was the supply company where I decided, let me continue buying parts that let me buy regular parts rather than parts that are super highly profitable because I need a high volume business. There was Agile where I had already made money. I locked in a gain and then I sold out and then wound up losing in the long term just breaking even, which is garbage after, 3 years of bag holding. And then there was what was the next? Oh yeah, you definitely can't forget getting into cryptocurrency in the beginning of 2018. And I kind of wanted to put together what was common between all three times that something like that happened. What was the thought process going through my head? So one of the people said, I feel so stupid. I can't believe I did this. I'm such a moron. And I wanted to say, I think you know why you did it. And if you look at why you did it rather than the decision that you made, you may be able to live with yourself a little bit better than just a stupid decision. So, why did you do it? Well, I think a lot of people did it because for the past year, you've been at a point where it's, for lots of people, illegal to work. Your income has been cut. The governments in many countries, like mostly America, have really just not put much effort in to help the citizens. They're more busy doing their political infighting than actually delivering help. And so you're at a point where it's for many people, it's illegal to actually make money, but it's also eventually going to be illegal to not pay your back rent. So you're kind of between a rock and a hard place there. And I think what a lot of people did is they feel trapped, they feel anxious, they feel like there's nobody there to help them. So they made a YOLO bet. You only live once, but literally, because in this case, it's not even like you can do the responsible bow tie thing and go to work for a lot of people. You're screwed. So it's, I have this money in my bank account. I'm going to be screwed anyway. It's going to run out. I might as well see if I can hit it big or get my lotto ticket. And if I don't, I'm going to be screwed anyway. It's just whether I'm screwed now or I'm screwed 3 months from now. So you only live once. For me, the reasons that I did it at the time were, I think it was a lack of confidence. And looking back, obviously, in 2021, I want to kind of take the 2017 me, or take the 2011 me, or take the 2018 me, or take the me at any of these points in history, and just kind of punch him in the face every now and then. How aggravated I was at the lack of confidence that I had in myself. Because the reason that I made the more speculative investments, not the good ones, not the stuff where, I'm not talking about the stock gains. I'm not talking about the times where I made an investment that was a sensible one. But the one line I see between all the investments that I've made that were nonsensible, that I shouldn't even call investments, I should probably call gambling, are that every time I made those types of shitty bets, those shitty bets were made because I didn't believe in myself. I believe that this is it. I'm not going to be able to make something of myself. I'm not going to be able to make the money necessary to retire or be able to live on my own, or I'm not going to be able to continue with what I'm doing because I'm not good enough. So I need to make as much money as I can in this one little opportunity, because if I don't here, then I'm screwed. And it's like, it took me a while to come to the conclusion that this is why I was making it. But I started keeping a journal in 2014, and it actually really helped me with being honest with myself. Every now and then, I don't write in it as often as I should. Kind of feel like I screwed myself there. But if I'm really honest with myself, it's because I didn't actually believe in my own capability. And if I had actually believed in my own capabilities, then I wouldn't have felt the need or to go all in, or should I say, in the way that I did when I made horribly stupid decisions. And the decision in and of itself to make, to change the company at the time that I did, from selling just a few small parts to lots of different parts at low profit margin, that was stupid. But why did I do it? I believe that my repair company would eventually be irrelevant because repair companies were becoming more popular. In 2009, companies that were doing what I was doing or focusing in the manner that which I was focusing on in the particular segments of the industry were actually kind of rare. And then by 2011, they were all becoming common. So I figured, I got to make what I do now because I'm never going to have the opportunity to make as a repair company again. I didn't believe in myself as a repair person. I didn't believe in myself as a company. And then because I lacked confidence, and because I lacked because I lacked confidence in myself, my plan, my vision, or my ability to do anything, I made a stupid decision. And that was at the crux of it. In 2017, even though, my YouTube channel hit 100,000 subscribers, business had picked up for board repair and all that, but I was still a tiny shop. I knew my rent, my lease was going to end soon. New York's real estate prices are insane. I figured at some point, the next computer that comes out is going to be one where I can't fix it, or I can't buy the chips that I need to do my job, or I won't be able to get access to the screens. Or maybe other people will get into the industry, and because all these other people are getting in, maybe there'll be no place for me anymore. Maybe I won't be able to actually make money at this. Maybe I'll just fail as a repair business or repair person. At one point, business went down a little bit, and I really thought this is the end. Maybe I won't. And one of the things reasons, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you parked there? Why? New York City drivers. People wonder why I don't drive in the city, by the way. I got this one comment on my community page where someone said, I laugh at like New Yorkers that are like children like this. And it's like, yeah, it's definitely not the people in the cars that are It's totally the people on the bikes that are the suckers. Definitely not the people in the cars that are dealing with this shitty traffic all day. The people that are paying $1,000 a month in car payments, hundreds of dollars in insurance, and then have to go around the block for a half a fucking hour to find parking are totally not the suckers. It's the jackass on the bike. Anyway, so lost my train of thought there for a moment. But holy shit, traffic is bad today. This is horrible traffic. Yeah, so in 2017, I remember thinking, you know, business is going down a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be something I could do in the future. I don't know if I believe in myself as a business person. I don't know if I believe in myself as a repair technician. I don't think I'm good enough. You know, maybe this is my only chance to actually be successful or to make something. And you know, and that was the thinking that I had when I bought in. You know, if I had confidence in myself as a human being at the time, I probably would have noticed that I made something, noticed that I was ahead, and said, all right, I'm going to take that win, and I'm going to move on to the next one. But the me staying in there saying, what if it gets approved? Let me stay in there, really came from the fact that I thought, in some way, maybe even subconsciously, this is my last chance. I can't do anything better. And obviously, I look back on that now. You know, I had like 3 or 4 employees back then. Yeah, about 3 or 4 employees back then. I have like 15 now. You know, YouTube channel went from 100,000 subscribers to 1.5 million. You know, there's lots of opportunity out there. And obviously, I look at that my old self and think, that's fucking dumb. And I kind of wonder, where'd that come from? Where did that lack of confidence in my own ability kind of come from? You know, I remember my parents used to argue all the time because my dad was in and out of work a lot. Sometimes he'd have injuries, or sometimes he would just lose his job or get laid off. I remember one of the reasons he went from being a broker to being a chef was because he wanted more job security. I'm going around, not you. This is where the traffic is coming from. So, and my mother always used to argue with me about this stuff. And like at some point when she was angry, she'd go, "You're going to grow up to be a loser just like your father." That stuff is so annoying. And and one of the things that was happening with me, dude, light's green for me, mofo. Anyway. And one of the things that I noticed is that I really never actually was able to get a real job. So let's say I worked at Model Sporting Goods. That was $6 an hour. That doesn't really count. After that, I got a job at Good Temps doing Lowe's home delivery. Typing out the orders before they had, you know, ShipRush and online ordering and e-commerce kind of shit like that. So I was doing a job that's probably been obsoleted, like, you know, years ago. That was $12 an hour. That was closer to a real job, because in 2006, minimum wage was, I think, $6.75 back. Yeah, it was $6.75. So to be making $12 an hour, or minimum wage was $6.75, that meant I was balling. Like that, $12 an hour actually meant something in 2006. Now it doesn't mean jack shit. But back then it actually meant something. So, but that job only lasted for about a month or two before I got fired. I took a few sick days, and you're not allowed to take sick days, so I got fired. Next up was a job at the mall putting together furniture. I got fired for destroying the bail machine. After that was an internship at a studio. That wasn't really a real job. After that was an internship at Avatar. That turned into a $7.50 an hour job. I wound up leaving that because I realized, because there was somebody there who was making, I think, $12 or $15 an hour. He was in his early 30s and he had an electronics engineering degree. I just kind of looked at it. It's like, I'm 19 years old. I don't have a degree. I was 18 or so. So, you know, I could be here for 12 years, and that's where I'm going to, you know, that's going to be my end point. No, thank you. And also the other people there did not seem to be particularly happy, although I did learn a lot. I got to appreciate how much I learned while I was there. And then I built my business. So, and I remember applying for a lot of jobs throughout that time period, and no matter how many jobs I applied for, one of the things I noticed is that I never even got close. Like, most of the time I didn't get the interview, and when I would actually apply for a job, I would not even get remotely close. Not even close to actually getting the job. So I had in my head this idea, man, what if my mom's right? What if I'm going to wind up being a, like, quote, loser like my dad or whatever, or not be able to hold a job doing anything? And I always kind of wonder if that was in the back of my head. You know, like, you're not able to get a real job. You have to make all your money in this opportunity, because if you don't make all your money in this opportunity, then you're screwed. Now, when I think of the individual decisions that I made, yeah, it's easy to say in hindsight that the decision in and of itself was dumb. Of course, like, buying, you know, this is not financial investment advice. I'm not a financial services advisor. It's purely my opinion. One could say buying in a GME at 350 to 400 is, with a substantial amount of money, is dumb. But, or someone could say that, you know, buying, you know, sticking in Agile after you made a profit when there's uncertainty as to whether the FDA knows how to do their job. They don't, by the way. They, December 22nd, they released a CRL in 2017 that pretty much, I did a video on this a while back. It literally says, like, we didn't, you know, we didn't read the stuff that you provided us. Yeah, I know. Thank you very much for reforming all the tests to show how adhesion works to our profile. I really appreciate that. We haven't gotten around to it yet. It was such horseshit. It's easy to say in hindsight you shouldn't have done that, but when the decision in and of itself was dumb, but the reasoning behind the decision makes it easier for me to not beat myself up, because I can understand why I made the decision. I had this feeling. This feeling was based on this experience, or this experience as well as this thought that had been implanted into my head that I hadn't gotten rid of, and that's what led me to do it. And when I think of it that way, it actually makes it a lot easier for me to not hate myself. Because when you make a decision that's stupid, when you're in the moment and you lose a certain amount of money, or when you're in the, well, you know, it's really easy the next day to kind of sit in the chair and just, you know, think, 4 to 5 hours, man, I really fucked up everything. What a moron I am. I ruined my life. And it's easy to hate the person that made the stupid decision. But it's actually a lot easier to forgive the person that made the stupid decision for a reason that you understand, that makes sense. That's what I found when it came to dealing with lost porn, is when I can connect the dots regarding the reason that I made the decision that I made, even if the decision that I made was a bad decision, I can then live with myself. Whereas if I focus on the bad decision that I made, then it's really easy to just kind of beat myself up endlessly and And the thing is, if I had beat myself up in 2011 endlessly, or in 2011 and 12 over the decisions that I made, rather than focusing on the reason I made them, would I have ever gotten back in the grind and built a world-class repair company? In 2017 or early 2018, if I had let the aggravation at a stupid decision get the best of me, would I have then worked on, you know, just stay in my grind, keep doing my repairs, eventually find someone who actually is worth a shit so that I'm not doing the board repairs by myself, find someone who's good at it, let them on, keep doing my work, keep growing the channel, keep growing the right to repair movement, and then eventually get noticed by CBC News, and then get a CBC News piece that goes viral across the country to where, wait a second, this guy can actually, you mean I don't only have to go to the Genius Bar? Wow! And then we get more business. A lot of that stuff like really never would have happened. Never would have happened. Never would have had a chance. Because I would have still been busy hating myself because I did something stupid. And the thing is, fine, hate yourself momentarily for doing something stupid. Allow yourself the ability to hate yourself in that moment for a short period of time because you did something stupid. But then remember the reason that you did it. And then tell me if you can hate that person. So, you made a bad decision. Fine, you invested in something that's fucking stupid. But after you invested, why did you do it? You did it because you wanted a better life for your family. You did it because you wanted financial security. You did it because you wanted the ability to provide for those in your life that you care for. Is that stupid? Is it stupid to want to provide for the people in your life that you care about? Is it stupid to want security for yourself into the future? Is it stupid to want to live indoors? Is it stupid to want to be able to be food secure or to be happy? No, it's not. Great, the path that you made to get there, not the best thing in the world, but when you think about what you were trying to achieve, you weren't trying to achieve an evil thing. It's not like you were going after something that was evil. You know, if you put together this diabolical plot to screw up someone's relationship or love life because you're jealous or something, regardless of whether you succeed or fail, you could look at the motivations behind what you did, and then fine, hate yourself, but if you fail in the pursuit of achieving a goal that is absolutely natural and normal to want to achieve, I can't let you hate yourself that easily. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that want to hate themselves. Trust me. I assure you, it's very easy to want to hate yourself. There's lots of things that make it easy to hate yourself. I wind up doing probably one or two stupid things every day that would be justifiable to dislike myself. But I always try to think about why I was trying to do the thing I was trying to do. And the only time I'll let myself really actually hate myself and stay in the self-pity chair is when I know that the reasoning behind why I was doing what I was doing was a bad reason. I was doing this because I wanted to hurt someone. I was doing this because I wanted to get back at someone for no good reason. I was doing this because I was aggravated in the moment and I wanted to show someone that I was better than them. Those are reasons to hate yourself, but in a year where the government destroyed my ability to make money and then said, we're not helping you one bit, and then kept pretending, okay, maybe we'll throw you a bone. Here's $600. Come back in 4 months. We'll see what we do. You made a risky bet. But you made it because you felt like you needed to. Now, to be clear, I'm not encouraging people to make risky bets. I am not encouraging people to make risky bets. Because risky bets hurt. Risky bets have risk involved with them. I'm asking you to allow yourself to forgive yourself for the stupid shit that you just did. It's a difficult road. It really is. Like in 2011, the idea that I'd be here in 2021 with fucking 15 employees, still not working for the man, riding my little motorized bicycle in New York City. I just would have thought you'd be insane. I remember in 2011 thinking to myself, by this time 2013, I'm going to be back at Model Sporting Goods making $7.15 an hour with a name tag putting price tags on basketballs again. Honestly, that wouldn't have been the worst thing to have happened at the time. Like, it was going through my head. Would it really be, how can I budget? Maybe I could afford to live with a roommate again. Would I even be able to get that old job back after the manner within which I quit? They were making fun of me because I didn't want to wear the polyester jersey on top of my normal shirt. I said I'll wear my name tag, but I don't want to wear the polyester jersey because they had I forget if it was aluminum or steel roof. I forget. It was a metal roof that they had, and it was the middle of the summer, and their air conditioning died. It's like 92 degrees outside, 95 degrees. I'm not wearing a fucking polyester jersey on top of my normal shirt for $6 an hour. Your sales went up since I started working there. I don't get a raise or anything. I treat the customers well. I keep the aisles clean, and I get rid of all the merchandise that gets tossed into the gondolas, and I put a price tag on it so that it can be resold. Be happy. But they couldn't be happy. So I gave them my jersey, and I said, bye-bye. I was kind of wondering, man, could I get that? The idea right in here that I was sitting in my chair in 2011 and thinking, maybe you should go back to Model Sporting Goods and ask for your job back. Just is unfathomable right now. People recover. You can recover. You can recover if you learn to forgive yourself. And you can learn to forgive yourself if you focus on the reasoning behind why you made your decision rather than the decision itself. People do stupid things in the pursuit of trying to do good in the world or better themselves. And you're allowed to want to better yourself. I think the important thing is to figure out, where do you get the confidence that is necessary in order to believe that you do not need to YOLO on something that is risky because that's your only chance? And that's a question that I've honestly yet to answer. You know what's really strange? And I feel like such a piece of shit for saying it. I really do. But I had the Like, I've posted pictures in the past of what my business looked like when I was making a few $100s a month, and I was working out of this garbage apartment that was filled with mice. This little like 150 square foot space in a dumpy neighborhood was all I had. And I remember posting that picture of that place. And I remember how I felt back then. And then I remember how I started feeling my business was making $1,000 a week, like that was the jackpot. And then I remember how I felt when I first moved to the store. And then I remember how I felt when I went from one employee there to like 14. And the weirdest thing is that no matter how much I climb, respectively, on the economic ladder, it's really, I never feel like I've actually gotten to a point where I'm good, where it's like, okay, so there's no way that you could screw this up to the point where you're actually worse off than you were when you were wearing the Modell's name tag. It's stupid. And I kind of wonder, is there a point that you can hit where you don't feel that anymore? Because when I was in 2012, when I opened the store, 2009 Lewis would have thought that was the jackpot. I'm done. I'm set. And then in 2012, I thought, okay, well, I can actually afford a retail space, and I'm not scared about paying my rent on the end of the month. I may be scared about how I'm going to pay my rent 3 months from now, but I'm not scared at the end of the month anymore. Man, wouldn't it be nice to not be scared about how I'm going to pay it in 3 months? And then a few years later, I got to the point where it's like, okay, well, I'm not really worried about how I'm going to pay my rent until, let's say, the end of the year. What do I do at the end of the year? And then as time goes on, it's like that, it just kind of, it pushes it into the forefront. It's like, it pushes it away. I shouldn't say forefront. I don't know why I said that. It just kind of delays it. It puts it off. Maybe it's later into the future that I would be afraid or that I would screw something up. But it hasn't really been something that's left my mind. Part of me always feels like no matter what point I get to in life, that I'm really just kind of one stupid decision or one flick away from being all the way back at the bottom. So I don't really know how to answer that one. But I think answering that one, how do you get that confidence that no matter what happens that you will land on your feet, or that you'll be able to build something for yourself, or that if you keep trying and you work hard and you're open to new opportunities and you listen to people and you're open to learning and you're not an asshole, that 3 years from now, if you keep working, you'll be better off than you were 3 years ago. Even if you don't really know how it is going to be. I think that's what it is. I think you have to be okay with not having a specific plan written out. You have to be okay with knowing that if you're working towards something worthwhile, and you're not lying to yourself about it. My hands are starting to get freezing. I have this set of heated gloves, but they broke, so I'm wearing the normal ones, and man, they suck. But if you're... Ugh. Watery breaks. Hear that? It's like a horn. But yeah, if you're working towards something worthwhile, and you're actually putting the effort in, you're being nice to the people around you, and you're doing something useful, and you're learning new things, and you don't suck at it, that 3 years from now, maybe you'll be at least slightly better off than you are right now. I don't usually take this path to work. I'm kind of curious what's on fire. Very curious what is on fire. I guess the fire is that way. I'm not going that way, so. This neighborhood is where all the NYU, around the NYU campuses and dorms are. So you have a lot of shops that set up in this area, and the rent is astronomical. You could be renting a closet, a legit closet, and it's going to be like $5,000 or $7,000, $10,000 here, because the closet is near NYU. And here's the thing: even if NYU might not have all the people here right now, it doesn't change the fact that you're still paying the 5 or the 10 for the closet. Ooh. Okay, I give this outdoor dining some credit. See this here? This is outdoor dining that it's indoors but with a door, but that's open. So the door is open. So at the very least, this outdoor dining hut is approximately a similar level of safety to a restaurant that has its door open. This shit is so ridiculous. I don't even know why they open, to be honest. Like, the amount of money that they have to pay the employees to be there versus the amount of expenses they have to pay in rent and everything else. Like, I don't know how that works. If 75 to 80% of your business is decreased, and a lot of these restaurants go bankrupt even when times are booming and you can let people in, I don't see how they're doing well not being able to let anybody in. That part is completely lost on me. They're probably better business people than I am for being able to make that shit work, but I don't understand it. I try to avoid trying to understand New York. I've given up on a lot of trying to understand New York. I've lived here for 32 years, and if I try to understand it, it'll either make me angry or make me sad or depressed or... So, I try to avoid on trying to understand it. I just exist within it, you know? I go with the flow. I exist within it. But I will not lose my mind trying to understand it. Oh God. Oh God. Is that really? 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 You built a fucking house outside of your restaurant. Yo. That is a fucking house. What the fuck? Okay, they have the door open. They have the door open, okay. But what is the difference? What the fuck is the difference between this and having a restaurant where you open the fucking door? Look, it has a door. It has a door. There are no doorknobs when you're outside. Doorknobs are when you go inside. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. This has to be one giant shitpost. This whole city. This whole fucking city is just a shitpost to me at this point. This is a meme. This can't keep going. This can't keep happening. At some point, like, reality has to set in. Cuomo and de Blasio just have to come out at some point and say, LOL JK. You know? I'm just waiting for that to happen. I'm waiting for reality to set in, and I'm waiting for them to all come out and just go, LOL, JK. We were just fucking with you, as George Carlin likes to say. Geez, another fire. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I just have to tie my shoe. My shoe came untied. Sorry about that. But I have these giant gloves on, which makes it a bit hard to tie my shoe. Let's see if I can tie my shoe with these gloves on. That would be something amazing. We're just going to tie my shoe on the side of the road while wearing a completely black outfit. I'm sure there's no danger that can come of that. I trust New York City drivers. They're good people. They pay attention to the road. They don't drive in a risky fashion. See? Trustworthy people. Oh, jeez. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Okay, I get some more outdoor dining here. Outdoor Look at this shit. You get a load of that. They have a tarp. It says, it's beautiful. So look, they have a tarp on one side, so it's open. It's almost like opening your doors and your windows would do the exact same thing. But that's science! Science! Oh my. You gotta. What the fuck is this? No! You gotta stop. What is this? Here. If I can't leave my bike here, somebody will steal it. This is New York, who am I kidding? Take the bike, bring it up here. Somebody will steal it in this shithole. Okay. Have it where I can see it. Put that here. Okay. Give it a quick second. Okay, the window is open. So they built a structure. They built a house. This is a patio. This is a den. My God. It's weird because, like, I shouldn't still be surprised by this. This has been going on for months, but every single time I see it, I'm more surprised than the last time that I saw it. How the fuck is this reality? This is Cuomo reality. What the fuck is this? It's not outside. You've taken the inside outside. Look at that. What is that? I'm living in a shitpost. Sammy's Noodle Shop and Grill. For rent. Wow, it's almost like they decided to go out of business rather than build a house outside of their fucking restaurant. That's almost like that makes sense as a business decision. Okay, see this one over here I can get. See over here? That's technically outside. They've really only put legs and a roof on the structure, but no walls and no doors. So that, I rate that 7 out of 10 outside. Do you know what? No, I'll give that 8 out of 10 outside. That's an 8 out of 10 outside rating. There's nobody there, so I can just go yoink, and nobody will be the wiser. Okay, see those chairs over there? I rate that 10 out of 10 outdoor dining. That is outdoor dining, 10 out of 10. No cheating. I would make a good inspector. Again, if I had it in me to tell people, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to make a living because Cuomo said so, I would make a damn good city inspector because I'd have my rating material and everything. Do you have doors? Do you have walls? Do you have ceilings? Is it enclosed? Are you at least pretending to open the doors every now and then? I'd have a whole full-scale rating system on this. Wake up. All right, what do we have here? See that across the street? I would give that a 2 out of 10 outdoor rating. It's saran wrapped, it has ceilings, it has walls, it has doors, and they are closed. Okay, this I give a 7 out of 10 outdoor rating because one of the sides is fully opened. I read that as PP bus supplies instead of PPE supplies for a moment. Whew. Those are the sounds of standard, polite New York driving. Listen to all those lovely people. I'm not the asshole there. This is a one-way bike lane. I feel bad, he's handicapped, but I know someone's probably going to say, why are you trying to run into an old man for? See, one-way bike lane. Okay. I get it. You don't want to get in the snow. Okay. The rent's too high, it says. Land of rents too high. Rents too high. Lower rents. Land of rents too high. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Come on. I turned off my battery so I can't honk my horn in an obnoxious fashion, tempting as that may be. The world is a shitpost, and I am just a part of it. I am pedaling instead of using the motor so that I can warm myself up a little bit. My office at the store isn't heated with the rest of the store. It has its own heater, but the heater is insanely slow. It takes like 20 minutes to turn on. So I kind of like, I use the motor for like the first half of my ride, and for the second half of it I'll pedal so that I'm kind of warmed up. We're almost there. The outdoor dining phenomena seems to have gone away. Or did I speak too soon? Alright, that's outdoors, I suppose. What the hell? I feel like I'm getting buried into a blizzard. Okay, I rate that 10 out of 10 outdoors. 10 out of 10 outdoor dining. No scheming going on there. Alright, Gregory's Coffee over there. That is 10 out of 10 outdoor dining. See? That's outdoors. That's outdoors. You have your table, you have your chair, and you have your green air. There's no ceiling, there's no door, there's no walls. There's just the natural floor of Mother Earth. And concrete, of course, which is natural material of Mother Earth. And they got to be paying out the ass for that corner space. Hope they renegotiated themselves a little bit. Corner space on 6th Avenue and 26th. Everybody type F in the chat for Korean Barbecue Grill. Not only did they get fucked up by pandemic, but they also got their windows bashed in the beginning of June. So the Korean Barbecue Grill is gone. F in the chat for Korean Barbecue and Grill. They decided that they were not going to go through the travesty of indoor-outdoor dining. I don't blame them. I'd rather make zero than lose money at the expense of my dignity. Well, lose money and having to lose your dignity, really. Alright, this is my beautiful store right here. Fuck. I usually come in from the road like this, but there's an avalanche. Fuck. Alright, well, I'll come up with a solution to this problem. See you all later. That's it for today. And as always, I hope that you learned something.